Hi, I hope you're doing well. I have been really into crocheting a lot at the moment, like a lot more than knitting, very surprisingly to me. And I really want to try to make a bag. I had a plan for the summer of all the stuff that I wanted to make, and a bag was on there, a crochet bag. So I think that's what I'm going to try and attempt this week. I already bought a pattern and yarn ages ago, like back in March. I bought a pattern called the Crochet Tote Bag by Chloe X Crochet while it was on sale. And I also got some very bougie yarn from the Beautiful Knitters store in London. I actually scrolled through loads of crochet bag patterns before deciding on this one. I think I like it because it looks so slouchy. I'm very into like a slouchy bag, like all my handbags are slouchy to some extent, and this one just looks absolutely perfect. The pattern recommends a 3.5mm crochet hook and 175 to 200 grams of DK weight cotton yarn. So the yarn I have is not DK weight, I actually plan to hold it double. It is this Isea Japanskobo mold in the colour number 0. It is 100% cotton, but it's got a very interesting texture to it. It's like a flat ribbon. It almost comes across like paper. And yeah, I'm gonna hold this double to get it up to a DK weight gauge. I only have 4 balls of this, which I'm hoping is going to be enough. But I'm really excited to work with this yarn. I've never worked with a fun yarn before. I've never worked with jute or rattan or anything like that. And I'm interested to see if this is gonna crochet up well, especially held double. The colour is a really nice, very creamy off-white shade, and 50 grams of this equals 315 meters. Hopefully this is gonna be quite a fast project. I'd quite like to get this done within the week because it's quite warm here and I am in need of a summer bag, a beach bag, a tote bag. I'm hoping that this yarn will have enough structure that the bag will be stable enough to hold heavy things, but I think I'm only going to be able to find that out with time. Before I start this project, I want to very quickly talk about what I'm wearing and show you a few new clothing items I've acquired because this video is very kindly sponsored by Halara. Halara is a clothing brand centered around activewear and activewear inspired pieces that are comfortable but also cute enough to wear every day. One thing I really appreciate about Halara is that their clothing is made on demand, so that helps stop overproduction. I'm going to give you a little clothing haul now. All my opinions, of course, are honest, and I actually very thoroughly inspected the seams of all the clothes after I got them, and all the seams are really well done and very robust. I'll start with what I'm wearing. This is from their Softlyzero range. This is a v-neck padded tank top. It's quite long, goes below my belly button, and it is immediately such a staple in my wardrobe because it's got padding and a bit of support, but it's not at all constricting or uncomfortable around my ribs. I'm very sensitive around my ribs. I don't really like feeling held in or having any wires or anything digging into me, and having those constraints makes it quite hard to find tops like this that I can actually wear comfortably. But the padding in this means that I can just throw it on without thinking about it, and I think the cut of the v-neck is more flattering than most. I much prefer like a thicker strap to my camis. I think it's way more flattering around my quite sloping shoulders, and I've really been enjoying wearing this. I am of course wearing it with some sweatpants, the YouTuber special. These are cotton blend black sweatpants. They are so comfortable. They have pockets and they also have drawstrings at the bottom, so you can wear them wide leg or cinch them in. They actually look a lot more put together than any other pair of sweatpants that I own, so I don't feel like I need to change if I'm wearing these while I'm lounging at home and then I need to pop to the shops. Next I have some activewear sets to show you, which I'm really excited about because I quite recently made the shift from wanting to wear like black oversized t-shirts to work out in to wanting to wear cute matching sets to the gym, and it's really upped my confidence in how I feel in the gym. It just makes me feel like I belong there and I'm confident about belonging there. I'm not looking to hide away, and like, yeah, I can lift the weights, and yeah, I'm just as competent as anyone else in there, any man in there. It seems silly to say that something like what you wear to the gym can impact your mentality so much, but I at least have found that to be the case for me. I also think I like wearing matching sets to the gym because it's the only time where I actually prefer colour over wearing neutrals. I would rather wear like blacks and greys and whites in my everyday life, but specifically when working out, I actually prefer a bit of colour, and Halara has such a nice colour range to choose from. So this first set is in the colour Peacoat, and first I want to show you potentially the most flattering sports bra that I've ever owned. This square neckline I find so flattering, and all of the sports bras I'm going to show you have padding and support. And I actually have two bottoms options to pair with the sports bra. I have a pair of shorts and I have a pair of leggings. These shorts have a little bum scrunch at the back and a V at the front. The leggings also have a V at the front, and they have pockets on either side, which is so useful. This next matching set is in the grass grey green colorway. This is the sports bra. It's got a really nice open back to it, and the matching leggings are really thick, especially around the stomach, and they also have phone pockets on the side. The last matching set I have is in the colorway red mahogany. This is such a nice muted red color. This sports bra is the same cut as the green one, and again I have two options for the bottoms to choose from. I have very similar shorts, and again the leggings also have the V detail on the front and the matching foam pocket. I got everything in a size medium. The size range at Halara is really good. It goes from an XS to a 4X, and all of these activewear pieces and this top are made of mostly nylon. I know I've spoken about natural fibers versus synthetic a lot. I do think synthetic fibers have their place, and one of them is in activewear. And I will say that in my experience, I way prefer nylon activewear over polyester. I'll show you my outfits throughout the video so you can see how I wear them, and I'll leave the links for everything in the description. I also have a discount code, Natasha15, for 15% off full price items if you like the look of anything. I've actually got a yoga class tomorrow morning. I'm trying to decide which color is my favorite so I can wear it tomorrow. I'm kind of swaying towards the navy at the moment, but it's actually changing every day. For now, I'm gonna get started on this bag. So it's been 2 days of working on this crochet bag. I am quite worried that this project vlog is gonna be a bit boring technique-wise, because this is what I've got so far. So I started doing the base, and now I'm working around this base in circles, and this is all I have to do until the bag is finished, and all I have to do is the straps. So technique-wise it's not particularly interesting, although it is nice and mindless for me, which I appreciate. As you can see with the 3mm hook, it is a bit smaller than it looks in the pictures. I think the dimensions in the pictures show that you could fit a MacBook in it like lengthways, but that's not going to fit. But it could fit in the other way around, but I don't think I'm going to be putting a laptop in this anyway, so that doesn't bother me. It's pretty structured, the yarn feels good, but it's still quite holey. Like I wouldn't be putting too many valuables in this, maybe just my purse. Certainly not any small items. This yarn is surprisingly easy to work with. I was a bit worried about it like sort of behaving as though it were a very splitty yarn holding two strands of this together. But I think because I've just been doing a lot of crocheting and just did a filet crochet project, I am quite used to crocheting and I'm not fazed by it. Even though there's like absolutely no tension at all and it is cotton, it doesn't hurt my hands at all, which is a treat, because I think if I were to knit with this yarn, it wouldn't be as nice of an experience, although that is a guess. It is kind of similar to filet crochet. I just finished a filet crochet project and I feel like I'm using a lot of similar techniques, like I'm doing a double crochet and then a chain and then I'm missing a stitch to create this pattern here, but it's also a lot easier and nicer than play crochet because you don't have to follow any sort of chart, you don't have to keep looking at the pattern. I'm having a good time with this so far. I mainly worked on this during a knitting meetup, my first like non-one-on-one knitting meetup. It was so nice. I actually got a little bit sunburned even though it was like 18 degrees, which is a bit embarrassing, but I also want to show you what I've been doing a little bit, I guess, for side quest on. I worked on this other crochet project. It is a commission. It is this kind of bizarre, it's meant to look like chainmail style veil thing. I went to like, what was it? Like a spoken word type poetry evening. And after the event was finished, one of the poets came up to me and they said, "Oh, are you like an artist?" And I was like, "Oh, artist is a stretch, but like I knit." And they said, "Oh, like I need a veil or something. Do you think you could make that?" And I said, "Well, yes. Yes, I can." And I just like freehanded this. I started off like the very start of the construction by following a free pattern or free tutorial for a balaclava. And then I just sort of went my own way, which is exciting. This is my first ever, or maybe second ever freehand crochet project. Not that it's like particularly inspiring or anything, but it's fun, and it only took me like maybe 4 or 5 hours in total. It looked absolutely bizarre when it wasn't as long. I think it kind of gives chainmail like a little bit, but when it was shorter it just looked like a really bad like wig. I'm glad I get to try new things, so I'm gonna hand this off to them tomorrow. I think they're gonna use it for one of their characters that they do on stage, so again, pretty exciting. And I'm actually off to Morocco in 2 days time, so even though the construction of this bag is piss easy, at least it'll have like, I don't know, a nice backdrop to it. I'm off to Tagazoo for a surfing holiday for the rest of the week. The flight there is actually like almost 5 hours, which kind of surprised me because I think it's 5 hours to Morocco from the UK, and it always confuses me geographically, like the way that planes go. I guess Germany's further east, so the plane needs to go like that instead of like that. Maybe that both takes 5 hours, I don't know. I just expect everywhere to be so much more accessible from Germany because I've gone further south, but no, it's actually more expensive for me to go to Paris from here than it is from Scotland, which boggles my mind. But places like Prague and Poland are way more accessible from here. I actually really want to start planning some like weekend trips that I can do by bus or by train and really make the most of being here. It's hard to plan because there's so much going on here at the weekend that I almost don't want to spend an entire weekend visiting somewhere else. I haven't even been to Potsdam yet. Actually, because the flight is so long, I wonder if there's a chance that I can finish this on the flight and then I could use it in Morocco as a beach bag. No pressure on myself, but that would be fun. Hi from Morocco. It's my last full day here, flying back tomorrow. It's been a short but sweet trip. It's been so nice. Tagazoo is such a gorgeous place, so we've spent the last few days surfing, went to Paradise Valley, which is a really gorgeous valley in the desert, and this is the progress that I've made on the bag. So it's mainly progress that I did on the plane, to be honest, but I did have to take some breaks on the plane. I was trying to crochet the entire 5 hours, but I think after 2 hours I started to get a little bit of wrist pain and had to slow down and take breaks and stop. One thing that I'm a bit worried about, I've done 8 rounds of the bag and the pattern only calls for 22 rows, but I think that is going to result in the bag being a bit too small. I might just keep going. I've definitely got the yarn for it. I'm still on my first combination of yarn. It's kind of falling apart at the seams here. Yeah, I think I'll definitely have enough to to make the bag a bit bigger than 22 rounds. We'll see what progress I can make on the flight tomorrow. I think today just gonna walk around Agadir a bit. Haven't seen any of it. Really want to go to the big souk there, find a tagine, and what else? Have some more mint tea. I'm loving the mint tea. This is the perfect plate project though. It's so nice and mindless. Hopefully they won't mind my crochet hook in Agadir airport, because they were so funny about this in Berlin airport. They like searched my entire bag to find it, and they were like, took it out, they mimicked stabbing someone with it, which was really weird. And then they took it to like the manager of the security, who let me keep it obviously. But yeah, crochet hook, just a little crochet hook, so makes me a little bit worried about flying out from Berlin airport with actual knitting needles. I don't know if they'd like that, but yeah, hopefully on the way back it'll be easier. Just back from the gym. It's actually my first time going to the gym since I moved to Berlin, because most gyms here seem to want you to pay for a 12-month contract, which I don't want to do. And I finally found a gym semi near me where I didn't have to commit to a really long contract, and I didn't even realize how much I missed weightlifting until now. Like, I feel so good. I feel so much calmer and like stronger and more powerful. I've been doing like fitness classes because I get a few free ClassPass credits with my Revolut Ultra card. I feel like I talk about my Revolut Ultra a lot, but I don't think I actually do on YouTube. I just talk about it to my friends so much. It's like an international debit card that you can pay to have an upgraded plan, which includes like fee-free international transfers, but it also has lots of perks, and the perks just keep coming. Like, I get into airport lounges for free. I recently really wanted to watch Lord of the Rings again, and it was on Netflix Australia, and I get a free premium subscription to NordVPN through my Revolut Ultra. I get my ClassPass credits, and I also get like a free global eSIM. I love that Revolut Ultra. I think I pay like £55 a month for it, but because I'm in another country, like, it sort of pays for itself, because otherwise I'd be paying a lot of fees to transfer money internationally. So yeah, I've been doing ClassPass classes for like the past 6-7 weeks, but no weightlifting. I think the last time I mentioned weightlifting, I had a few comments asking how I got into it, and I don't think I got into it for very good or holistic reasons. I got into it when I was like 21 years old because I didn't have a very good relationship with my body. Maybe I'll actually put a timestamp here if you're sensitive to these topics and want to skip this bit. But yeah, I started gaining weight when I was like 20, 21 because I stopped being really depressed and gained an appetite, and I really just had such a bad relationship with my body, and I did the thing that like women are told to do when they want to lose weight, which is loads of cardio and reduce how much food you're eating, like go on a fad diet, right? Which resulted in me not only having a bad relationship with my body, but having a bad relationship with exercise and food. And after like 6 months of this and not losing any weight, woman in STEM that I was like, okay, let's do some research, let's find out why this isn't working. And I stumbled across this YouTube channel by Natasha Ocean. She doesn't make videos anymore, but she made absolutely brilliant, like, science-based videos about like your metabolism, about weight loss, about muscle gain, and she references like studies, like papers in the videos. And basically from her I learned that what I was doing with my setup of not eating much and doing loads of cardio was just slowing my metabolism right down, which is why I was so tired and felt so awful at the time as well. And then she said that you speed your metabolism back up by gaining muscle, and the most effective way to gain muscle was weightlifting. And this information came to me at a time where I was graduating from my bachelor's and started my graduate job, had more money rolling in, and I decided to put some of that money aside to a personal trainer, because at this point it was really dominating my mind. It was really like not good. And so yeah, I got a personal trainer, and completely by accident I stumbled across the best person I could have possibly asked for. I literally just looked at my local Pure Gym and looked at the personal trainers that Pure Gym offered, and I ended up staying with a personal trainer for way longer than I needed him for. I think we trained together for like 4 years. He was just this super built man with a personality of Tigger from Winnie the Pooh, and he just had so much joy and gratitude towards being able to exercise, being able to move your body. He loved food, he loved cooking, he had a really good view of nutrition and would be checking in on me to make sure that I was eating enough protein, taking my vitamins, drinking enough water. Like, I had a really, really good mindset towards fitness and food, and I was so lost and confused and malleable that I just sort of took on his way of thinking. And I think that's where my love of weightlifting started, because my personal trainer loved it so much. His love for it was so infectious, and he was so excited for me to get stronger that it just completely rubbed off on me. He actually does online coaching now, so if you're looking for a personal trainer, I'll leave a link to his Instagram in the description. He's a really great guy. He does have a strong Scottish accent, if that's a deal breaker, much stronger than mine. But yeah, looking back, I am very, very lucky to have found him, because I see an awful lot of personal trainers and fitness influencers online that are selling these courses and selling their personal training expertise, but they don't actually have any or many qualifications, and they are just naturally blessed with like really perfect bodies, and their entire business model is just saying like, oh, work out with me and you can have a body like mine, whereas in reality, like, a lot of it is down to genetics. And I only really learned that because, you know, over the 4 years of weightlifting, I did get really intense with it at some points, and I got to possibly like the leanest I could ever be healthily, and I was looking at my body and going, this is great, like, I love my body, but it's nowhere near these perfect like genetic lottery fitness influencers. But then the thing that really clicked in my head was like, oh, it doesn't matter. I can never achieve that because of my organs and my bones and the way that my body wants to hold fat. But it doesn't matter because I feel so healthy and so strong and so good in my body that I'm just happy to have what I've got. It doesn't matter that I can't look like them. And I think when I stop weightlifting for a while, I forget that. And I've just like been reminded of it today. Like, for me, feeling strong and feeling healthy and feeling powerful really just blows any negative ideas I have about my body just like completely out of my brain, because it lets me focus on what matters and encourages me to be grateful for it. So that's how I got into weightlifting. That's why I love weightlifting. I understand that it can be really daunting to go to the gym if you don't know what you're doing. I think especially as a woman, I would say if you do have the money for a personal trainer, even for a month or two, it really breaks the barrier to entry. And it's, especially when you're starting out, I was really worried about my form, and I was worried about like hurting myself lifting these heavy weights in the incorrect way. Or even if you have some friends that you know lift weights, generally people are very excited to share their hobby with people that are potentially interested. I think often also staff at gyms can be very helpful. If you are not sure how to use a piece of equipment, you can just sort of go up and be like, hey, I've not seen this before, what's going on? Honestly, the main reason I love weightlifting and I've been able to keep it up as a form of exercise for like 6-7 years now is because I find it very easy. I find it very chill. I spend more time on my phone in the gym than I do actually lifting any weights. I don't like being sweaty, I don't like being out of breath. When I go work out, I'm in there for like an hour and a half. I work out really hard for like 30 seconds and then I have to rest. So that's like 2.5 minutes of scrolling time on my phone. I'm listening to my music, I'm having a great time. I love the gym. I'm so excited that I signed back up. I wore the green Halara set today. As you can see, these side pockets on the leggings are so useful. I didn't even bring a bag. I just put my keys, my phone in my pockets and I was good to go. They're also squat proof. I filmed myself and I tested them. But moving on, let's talk about the crochet project and what this video is meant to be about. I actually put in a decent amount of work on the plane on the way back from Morocco yesterday, and I now have something that could pass as a bag. This is the recommended amount of rounds that the pattern says to do, but I think I'm gonna keep going, maybe get it up to about here, just a little bit longer, because I'm aware that when it's got stuff in it and when it has the straps in it, it is gonna stretch
a decent amount, but I still think that it looks quite incomplete. I think it's to do with the smaller hook size. And I'm still on my first balls of yarn. When I went to the Beautiful Knitter store and I showed them the pattern and I asked how much yarn I should buy, they said that 4 balls should be just enough. So I'm not sure if maybe I need quite a lot for the straps, maybe their maths was wrong, or maybe sizing this crochet hook down a bit did an awful lot for how big the bag is, but I think it's still a decent size. Let's see if I can fit my laptop in it. I will not be bringing this laptop around in this bag, but for size comparison, yeah, just about. Maybe like 7 or 8 more rounds, and then I'll start doing the straps. My best friend is coming over tonight. We're gonna cook some food and we're gonna watch the new Louis Theroux documentary. Here's the finished bag. I am a big fan of how it's turned out. I haven't blocked it because I don't think that blocking would actually do anything to the shape or to the stitches. And I was actually looking at the original sample bag and the tester's bags, and I have to say I do prefer how this type of weird cotton has turned out versus just like using normal cotton yarn. That yarn was really expensive, but I do think that it has made a difference in how the bag looks. Like the texture is really interesting. I've just put my beach towel in this so you can see how it sits when it's got something in it. The more you put in it, the more stretched out it does get. So if I put some more stuff in here and my like full water bottle, you can see it droops a little bit more, but you can also wear it crossbody, which is great. I love wearing my bags like this, even though the shape is like a bit compromised. I don't think it looks quite as good with more stuff in it. I actually didn't end up changing the pattern that much. I think I did like 3 extra rows before I started on the strap. I did the number of rows for the strap exactly the same as the pattern suggests, and it's pretty much a perfect size. I wouldn't want it any bigger or smaller than this. It's definitely got more than enough room for all my beach essentials in there, and I'm so excited to use this summer. Here's a close-up of what the stitches look like. I really like this stitch pattern. Apart from the filet crochet project that I did recently, I've just been doing like single and double crochet projects, and this is definitely a nicer looking stitch than both of those to my eye. And I actually have loads of yarn left. I just started on like my 3rd and 4th balls held together to do the strap, so I basically have full balls of them, and I'm not really sure what to do with them because it's the kind of yarn where I'd just make another bag with it, but I don't know if I need 2 bags with the same texture and colour. Maybe I could make like a smaller crossbody crochet bag that folds over, has a zip, so I could alternate between this one for the beach and then that one for the city. I'm sure I'll find a use for it eventually. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed watching the creation of this, and thank you again to Halara for sponsoring this video. I have loved wearing their activewear sets to go work out in the past 2 weeks, and I have been getting so much use out of this top. This is going to be such a staple for me all summer and probably for winter as well. Like under jumpers it works really well. Let me know which of the workout set colours was your favourite. I initially thought mine was the navy, but I think I might be really into the green one at the moment. And you can use my code Natasha15 for 15% off full price items. I hope you have a lovely day, and I'll see you soon. Bye!